Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. And today we're hosting our virtual interactive conference. I do this once a month, every last Saturday of the month. So I do have, and shout out to Evangelist Vera from Nigeria. And also we have um, Apostle Faith from Kenya. Apostle Faith, uh, if possible, are you able to cut on your camera and unmute yourself? Well, anyway, Evangelist. Oh, okay. Um, okay. Oh, did you get a chance to listen to my audio podcast at first? Did you get a chance to listen to it at all? Apostle Faith. Hello. All right, Evangelist Vera, are you able to
Yes.
yes, can you go ahead and share your points about or if you have any specific questions you want to ask me about the topic, which is um you know the economic crisis in America.
Okay. I would like you to still explain because I kind of got lost concerning the uh, economic crisis. Can you please throw more light in America? Economic crisis in America.
Sure, I can do that. No
Is it
problem.
in any way? Is it in any way affecting the program? Your
Um,
program?
uh, Not really, but anyway, let me go ahead and explain it. And anyway, for those of you who haven't had the opportunity, please listen to my first podcast uh, about this show. Um, because I explain it more in detail. Um, I call it the American Empire from being a nation, being the wealthiest nation on earth to becoming in debt. The economic crisis is coming. That's the quote unquote title of this episode that I'm talking about. But bottom line, before I go into all of that, I want all my listeners to understand. Bottom line, the only reason I'm doing all of this, I'm trying to raise funds for my film project. First, I'm trying to encourage all of my listeners, all of my listeners worldwide, everyone that's listening to this video podcast. I need you all to support what I am trying to do by purchasing my revised book, The Solution for Black America: Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available on Amazon in two forms: as an ebook for $9.99, as well as a soft cover form. See, this is the back of the book. And this is for $15 plus shipping and handling. All I'm asking you all to do, read my story. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Chicago, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. It's going to take GRCAM members for us to build this business, but I have to recruit GRCAM members to move from behind a computer. And All I have is my revised book, my virtual store where I sell t-shirts like this, what I'm wearing. I have that on there. I also sell on there beach towels, coffee mugs, posters, etc. I'm trying to generate capital so that way I can hire my staff to help me run this business. But unfortunately, I have little to no support. And so this is why I created this platform. This is why I do my show as often, doing, I would say for 3 weeks, I give everybody that's on my friends list that have, I would say, Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, Black artists, African artists. And those artists will consist of, I would say, authors, poets, musicians. I give you an opportunity to come on this platform to promote, what you got going on. So I share this platform. I'm not on here just for myself. And I'm going to do that in my real business. But my thing is, I want to move my virtual organization from behind a computer and get it popping here in the city of Chicago. And so this is why I am reaching out to 10 African nations within the United States of America, African immigrants from 10 African nations, excuse me, from South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I need your help. I need you all to get involved with what we got going on over here. And the reason why is because it was my ancestors, because I am a descendant of American slaves. And I will wear that badge proudly. That's what I am. I am trying my best to help my people that's trapped in American ghettos, starting here in the city of Chicago. However, my people, Black Americans, a majority of them have become Americanized, meaning um, they have a slave mentality due to the Atlantic slave trade. Yeah, and it's a 400-year mentality. So it's hard for me to reach my brothers and sisters. They're looking at me as, because they have a twisted view on life. They're looking at me as, I don't know what I'm talking about. They don't, I'm not interested in what you have to say, basically. I'm not interested, and that's fine. I can't make people be a part of what I'm trying to get going on. My business, our mission is to help eradicate urban violence in the city of Chicago through art, culture, commerce, spiritual development, as well as hosting African tours. So this is why it's important that I have African immigrants involved with what I have going on, what I'm trying to do. This would be beneficial for both the African American community and the African immigrant community. That's where I'm focusing on in my Christian business, which is called the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. But since I don't have that physical building, um, the name of the my organization at this time is called the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. Okay, and this is how come I do these virtual conference every month. And if you listen to my first episode that I talked about, because this is side B, this is the second episode. But the first episode, you will see that under our GoFundMe page, when you listen to it, you'll see that I don't have any donations still to this uh, day, and that's not cool. I've been pushing this all this year since January. trying to encourage people that's listening to donate to our film project, which is called Hood Liberator, Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. Still no donations. That's not cool. And this is how come I keep trying to do these videos. I'm documenting what I am trying to do. In my business, raise the we're gonna raise the bar in Black America. I'm not gonna have any con artists in my business. I'm not gonna have any pedophiles in my Christian business. And I'm not gonna have any urban terrorists or any hardened criminals in my Christian business. Everybody is going to be screened. We're going to vet people. They got to pass our criminal background check. And they're going to have to sign that community pledge saying that they agree with the principles that I have written in my revised book. And they're going to have to submit their thumbprint to be placed in our database because I want to keep tabs on our members. Who's doing what in this business? With all that's being said, yes, I talk about different topics, about what's going on in this day and age. But bottom line, this is what I'm trying to do. And people that's in my African group, GRCAM of Africa, and like I say to you, don't worry about buying the book because I understand that you're living from hand to mouth. But what I want you to do is leave comments in the comment section on my YouTube page about the topic and share it with all your friends. Put me on blast. That's going to help speed up the process so that way I can connect with other like-minded, let's say, Black Americans, like-minded African immigrants here in America, because I want to connect with them first because this is where I'm at to get it popping here first for credibility. That's all I'm trying to do. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and answer that question about how these the economic crisis, is what's going on here in America, and I'm just going to put it in layman terms. I'm not because I already said all the stuff in detail in the first episode, so you all going to have to listen to that. So this is just me, just saying it in layman terms, and so President Trump. You know, um, he's looking out for his own his people basically, and he's on code, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how Black people need to be. Black Americans and Africans, we need to be on code, meaning, and the code for us, for GRCAM members, is all the principles in my revised book. That's the code for us. But basically, that means that you look out for your group. So it's called group economics. When you purchase my revised book, that's practicing group economics. So yes, and one of the things I talked about is that the Trump administration, they have allowed the Afrikaners from South Africa to come over here. They're playing, it's a lie. They're playing like they're being, it's a genocide of, white Africans in South Africa so that they can come over here. Basically, this is, to me, it's on a spiritual level, um, it's part of the stuff that's going on. And then they're getting, they're deporting illegal, immigrants, that's over here illegally. But this is what I try to explain to African immigrants. And those are the kind of people I want to work with, those that's law buying. If you're buying by the law, you don't have nothing to worry about. And like I say, buying my revised book, this is that's nothing wrong with that. Over here, we're not going to be out in the streets marching and protesting. I'm not with all that stuff. I'm on business. So I just want people to read my story, and those that's agreed, that's going to help speed up the process so we can get the thing up and running. Bottom line. And okay, so with these tariffs, the Trump administration is, making China all the. Well, I'm hitting China first. It's a big, uh, I must say, economic war between the United States and China as it pertains to trade. And so, the Trump administration, they keep changing the different tariffs. He'll back off a little bit because it's also going to affect those that's in Europe too, the European countries. So that's what's going on basically. Um, Basically, America is just trying to bring back all its industries that they exported. Um, they call it NAFTA. So during NAFTA, that was, I believe, back in the 80s and 90s, they wanted to go to, I would say, Mexico and China for cheaper labor. A lot of manufacturing companies. So that's why they went over there. And so, and as far as I'm concerned, on the racial tip, that was to hurt Black Americans because a lot of Black Americans had those, manufacturing jobs in the city. So the white supremacist financial elites didn't want that. So they pulled the plug on, manufacturing companies in the cities across the United States, especially like in Detroit and here in the city of Chicago and in Indiana. So when they went overseas, yes, they're making a lot of money, but now they want to bring those jobs back because Americans are having a hard time, finding employment and all that stuff. But Black Americans don't run the economy. It's the white supremacist financially elites, they do. And so, they're really overstretching their authority. And now in Africa, like in West Africa, um, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, they finally, stood up to the French. It took them 39 years to do so, but they kicked those people out. So that's a good thing. So basically, America is losing its power. That American empire is now being shaken, and it is gonna eventually, it's gonna fall. Um, South Africa, they're in trouble with America because they took Israel to international court because of what was going on over there in Gaza. And so that's their way of trying to punish, South Africa by saying that there's a white genocide, going on over there. And so they just want to put sanctions on them and basically want to bully them, that's all. So that's all that stuff in a nutshell. I hope I explained myself,
Yes,
Evangelist
yes, you
Vera.
did.
It's
Yes, you
complicated.
did.
Hey, it's a little complicated. Just a moment. Just a moment, please. Apostle Faith. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello?
Do you have
Hello?
any Do you have any questions for me?
What?
Do you have any questions for me? Did you get it first? Did you get a chance to listen to my first episode about my, the audio podcast that I sent
Yeah,
you?
yes, I got it, and I don't have any question.
Oh, no questions. That's okay, fine, fine. Well, they say that my time is going down to about 10 minutes. So, if you don't mind, I want Evangelist Vera. I just want you to tell my listeners a little bit about yourself, and then Apostle Faith. I would like for you to do the same thing, so that way, if this if it goes out, then So go ahead, please, Evangelist Vera. Go ahead and tell my listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Good evening from here, Nigeria, my listeners. My name is Evangelist Vera Onyinye Oris. I'm from Nigeria. the southern east part of Nigeria. I have my ministry in Imo State. The name of my ministry is Truth and Light of God Assembly, where we preach the undiluted word of God. Yes. So you can get me on Facebook as Evangelist Vera, on Instagram as Evangelist V, on X, which is Twitter, you get me as Evangelist V. So that's all. And then I want to advise you to please follow my brother Emmanuel Barbary. Help him to fight the genocide. Buy his books, both ebook and the soft copy, to help him fight the good fight he's fighting, so that at the end he will be able to achieve his goals. God bless you.
Also, Faith, can you please tell my listeners a little bit about yourself?
Good evening, everyone. From Kenya, I am Faith Karemi, Apostle from Kenya, and I'm a member of the vision of our brother Emmanuel. So I am a servant of God who has a ministry, and the name of my ministry is called Christ Millennium Time Church, and also have a page in Facebook, Faith Kibwe, and in the page is called Christ Jesus Reigns Forever International. I come from Kenya in eastern part, in Meru County, and also I stay in Nairobi. That is where I do the ministry, where I am based in Nairobi, in a place called Umoja, and I stay in a place called Buruburu, phase 4 of Jogoo Road in Nairobi, Kenya. So I'm happy to be in this show this evening, or this meeting, and I encourage all my brothers and my sisters that are listening to us that that you support our brother Emmanuel on stopping the black people, and also buy his book, and God is going to bless you as when you buy his book and support him, his ministry will grow.
You both of you women of God.
Much to say. May the Lord bless you all.
Yes. Thank you both women of God for coming on my platform. I reached out to a lot of people that's on my Facebook page, and a lot of people that's in my social groups. But a lot of people, they don't, God give us free will. So this is where I'm at. I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm documenting what I'm doing. This is how come I'm on video. But the bottom line, um, both of you women of God, and also people in my Christian group, Light of the World Inspirational Group, and Christian Spoken Word Network, please pray that the Holy Spirit, the power of God, will connect me with the right people that have the means to help fund my film project, to help me get this Christian business up and running in the city of Chicago, so I can expand it first in South Africa, and like I say, in the other 9 African nations, so we can set up local chapters, so we can do international trade, so we can create jobs for our people, so that we can heal for Black Americans to heal from that slave mentality, and also for African immigrants to heal from that colonized mindset. It starts with us. That's why I want to